Hello everyone, this is the Simpleton Apollo, and this is going to be a response to a good friend of mine named Ikrium. Now, I was going to read through some of the Google Docs on this, but as I started reading it, yes, there's some stuff I disagree with Ikrium on, and I'm like, so what? That doesn't make him a terrible person. That Google Doc was boring to read, and I'm not going to subject anyone to reading that. I mean, like, seriously? It is nothing but a bunch of schoolyard bullshit. It is. It's schoolyard bullshit. And by the way, person that I shall not name, out of respect, I guess, if you didn't want anyone to go and harass Ikrium, why the fuck are you spreading a Google Doc around about some disagreements or even some of the mistakes he's made? I mean, you say you have a happy life now, but what you're showing is the complete polar opposite. What you need to do is leave him alone. Leave him alone, let him live his life. I've seen people like you before that just don't forgive others, that just are incapable of it. I have a friend of mine, who I also not name, who has dealt with this for 12 freaking years. Always being hounded and harassed by some fucking idiot, who, again, I will not name, because, for just some fucking stupid reasons. We'll just leave it at that. I don't want to get into personal details. However, what I do want to focus on is mainly the meat and potatoes of that video. The true meat and potatoes. Because relationship shit, I just don't care. Like, I'm 34 years old. I stopped caring about that shit a long time ago. All I want to do now is just live my life and shit. And people's, dirty laundry being aired, especially when someone else airs it, I'm just like, dude, why? Who cares? But yeah, Ikrium, you're a Christian. I have no problem with that. I'm an atheist. And you told me you have no problem with that. I don't see you going around and proselytizing to people, trying to force them into your religion or calling them bad people if they don't convert. Now there are disagreements that we would have, and I would love to talk about them at some point. But am I going to push you away? No. Because that's not what friends do. Gamer 101. Hey, Gamer 101, I got a question for you. You said that you were a radical Christian at some point, and you ended up pushing people away, right? For being a radical Christian, and so then you became an atheist. You found out that Ikrium was a Christian. Or you didn't approve of him talking about the love of his God or something like that. And what do when Ikrium is like, hey, dude, I'm here to talk with you? You did the same exact thing as you were when you said you were a radical Christian. You pushed him away. For what? Yeah, you're such an atheist. Yeah, that's how an atheist thinks. No, you're not an atheist. You are an ideologue yourself. You act like you're mad at God for something, which is not an atheist way to think. Being an atheist means you don't believe in a God or gods, period. Getting mad at someone, getting emotional at someone because they have beliefs, means that you are the irrational one here. There's another... So, I honestly don't know where the hell you're coming from. I really don't. It's dumb. It's really dumb. And you told Ikrium that you didn't have a problem with it at first. I don't get it. Like, why'd you change your mind? Is it because he thinks differently than you? Because if that's so, that's really petty. You see, people... You see, from what Ikrium says, that you want to be friends with everyone. Well, one, that's impossible. But two, if you want to be friends with as many friends as possible, you're going to have to let aside your own biases. You're going to have to accept them for what they have and what they believe in. You know this whole thing called coexistence and tolerance? Yeah, that thing. Maybe you should learn something about that. Though I really shouldn't criticize, because back in the day, should get my cane out for this one, I made the same mistake you did. I used to say religion is a mental illness. And after my radical atheist phase, it was really hard for me to reconnect with my Christian friends because they thought I was looking down on them and I was hurting them. And I felt so dejected, just distraught by learning of what I did. That wasn't fair to them. They did nothing wrong to me. And what I did was, I'm glad they forgive me, but it was like one of the stupidest things I've ever done. I'm not a Christian again. No, I'm an atheist, but people who have a belief in something, they're allowed to have that belief. They're allowed to believe in whatever they want to believe. Especially if it makes them happy. And especially if they're not harming anyone. So all I can tell you, Gamer 101, is to grow up. Grow up. And maybe one day you'll realize, just like I did, that you made a huge mistake. Oh, and there's also an unwritten rule by men. And that rule is, you don't get in the way of another's relationship. Like Ikrium said that that was pathetic. I'm going to go one step further. You're a fucking cuck, dude. You are an absolute fucking cuck. And a cocksucker, for that matter. You just don't do that. You don't get in the way of a happy couple. You don't. You just don't. You don't use past experiences, especially when said person is guilty of said past experiences, against them and has apologized for them already. Now, if he actually did, physically assault and all that shit, harmed, or like physically abused her and some shit, or did some really, 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 really shitty shit, then yeah, sure, I can understand that. But having a certain kink, I'm sorry. I think it's okay when he realized that was wrong to do and apologized for it and actually meant it. He should be forgiven. I'm actually getting sick and tired of this whole cancel bullshit. This cancel culture fucking nonsense where no one could improve. It's just that one time that person was really bad and that's it. They're a terrible person for life. What a childish way of thinking about things. Absolutely fucking childish. Anyway, Ikrium. This last part's to you, man. Good on you for accepting personal responsibility. I'm glad you did. Because that's a rare thing nowadays. And it's one of the reasons why I respect you. This is the only video I'm going to be making about this. If I get a response from Gamer or the she who shall not be named, I don't care. I'm just going to ignore it. Because honestly, I don't waste my time with children. Take care, everyone. Have a nice day.